Building your team with intentional diversity. In the world of ministry, what does it mean to have a diverse team? And why is it important that we seek diversity when building our team? My name's Denver Rogers, and in this video, we're going to be tackling this important topic. What does it mean to have a diverse team? If you said that it means having team members that represent different ethnic and cultural backgrounds, you'd be partially right. Sadly, one too many pastors and leaders stop just shy of experiencing team diversity in an even broader context. Diversity goes beyond your family heritage or the color of your skin. Diversity includes differences in age, birth gender, personality, physicality, life experience, strengths, and weaknesses. Being a team that embraces diversity is so much more than just including these different types of people on your team. It's about applying their specific filter to what you do as a ministry, as well as allowing their own unique perspective to help shape the overall culture of your team. With that said, why is it important to have a diverse team? Some of you might say that it's because everyone should feel included and that each and every person has their own voice, and you'd be right. However, the only thing that this answer fails to highlight is the immense value of having such diverse people on your team. Have you ever seen a team where all the people on it thought, looked, and talked the exact same way? I'm not talking about team chemistry, which is a beautiful thing. I'm talking about a team that lacks any form of diversity. The truth is that in most cases, these teams struggle to see things from a unique perspective because everyone on it sees everything the exact same way. Allow me to give you a real-life personal example. As both a youth pastor and a team leader, I am both extroverted and energetic. This shows a lot when I'm planning an outreach event for our local students. From the loud music to the massive group games to the passionate preaching, every single event that I've led has had my own personal stamp on them. I always felt that these events were highly successful, at least until a few of my leaders chimed in. These leaders lovingly let me know that they felt it was time for some major changes to be made to one of our biggest youth events of the year. The upside? Their ideas would allow even more unique students to feel more comfortable attending our local event. The downside? The crazy energy that we typically would aim for would be lowered considerably. Less in your face and more, hey, come and hang out with us. I'll be honest, I was obstinate at first because their ideas went against what I typically would do for a youth event. Despite that, I reluctantly went with my team's ideas. We not only ended up pulling off the event, but it went on to be one of the best youth events that we've ever hosted. To this day, I still reference that youth event as an example of how thankful I am to have a team that doesn't think the same way that I do. Something powerful happens when a team is made up of so many different voices and perspectives. Diversity is so much more than just a checkbox or a good luck charm. It's actually necessary in order to have the absolute best team possible. The simple truth is that a diverse team is a better team. Now here's the thing. You and I both know that it's really easy to talk a good game about the importance of diversity on a team, but putting that into practice is a much different matter. With that said, allow me to share with you some brief but effective ways to grow in this area of your leadership. Number one, make room at the table. Not all of your leaders should look, think, and sound like you. Create space at the table for those that represent a different perspective from your own. As a pastor or team leader, it can be scary opening up our doors to a newcomer because we're afraid that their presence might change the overall dynamic of our team. But remember, a diverse team is a better team. So long as your goals, standards, and values are in alignment with each other, you'll be glad that you made room at the table for your new team member. Number two, be intentional when selecting team members. Making room at the table is important, but it's just the first step. Having a diverse team means intentionally seeking out diverse team members. It's not enough to look around at the table and say, well, I guess this is what we've got. Make a solid effort to bring people into your team that represent a different side of your church community. In doing this, you'll not only be opening up your table to others, but you'll actually be a part of the process of inviting other people to your table. Number three, listen to what your team is saying. What good is it having a team full of incredibly gifted, diverse leaders if we don't listen to what they have to say? As pastors and leaders, we must be willing to hear them out. This means listening to the ideas and questions that our team members have to share, as well as being ready to receive whatever critiques they might have for us. This doesn't mean that we have to be gung-ho with every idea and notion brought to the table, but we have to be willing to approach our team with a generous and open mind. Number four, encourage new ideas and fresh perspectives. We naturally encourage and even reward team members that think a lot like us, which is essentially the equivalent of giving ourselves a pat on the back. However, we can also unintentionally discourage those whose ideas and way of thinking is completely different from our own. We must be careful not to become critical of that which falls outside of our comfort zones. If we do, we risk either squeezing our team into a tight little box, or we discourage and even frustrate those team members that have a unique angle on something. That said, make a strong effort to encourage and reward those that bring creative new ideas and fresh perspectives to your table. At the the end of the day, one of the most important things that we can do as pastors and leaders is to encourage diversity on our teams. Jesus himself brought a myriad of people onto his team, each person completely different from the last. And while this no doubt brought about some interesting challenges for their group, it led to unexpected blessings and even greater influence. If we build our teams with intentional diversity, we will be amazed at the impact it will make in our families, churches, communities, and beyond. My prayer is that you will experience the same kind of team diversity wherever you may be. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. Take care and be blessed.